We're NC-17.
That's right.
Yeah. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hey, horror fans. Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G, welcoming to another live stream of the Horror Hangout crew. And once again, I am your host for this one, Monty G. And of course, we have our host and fearless leader, Sean Patrick Urshan from the Horror Corner.
Okay.
My good friend, Triv from Trivia Theater.
Hello.
And don't worry about the woman with the knife. That is Jen and Velvet from Jen Reviews from the Grave.
Whoa.
Howdy.
Fuck them. Trash. Get them off the stage.
Monty, she's your #1 fan.
Oh, no.
God, how many are we going to get through tonight?
Yeah. Where's Marty when you need him?
God damn it, Velvet.
It's off in the void.
And our guest tonight is a fellow Philadelphian from my hometown and a good friend of mine, the lovely and awesome Rose from Insomniac Writer.
Yay.
She's here guest starting tonight. Rose and I go back, I think it's been like 5 years now since we've been good friends.
Yeah, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, pre-pandemic, yes. Yes. Rose is a great horror lover. She's also a writer. That's how I got to know Rose. She's a writer. She's written some books. She also does a podcast called The Singles Chronicles.
Yeah.
That's horrifying enough being single.
Pulling out your preacher cloth.
Now, what we have in store for us today is in honor of Mother's Day, but just not talking about just mothers. We're actually going to stick with the gender and talk about killer females. Some of our favorite killers are females. Hence the reason why Jen looks like Serial Mom.
Yes. It was for the show. Thank you, Monty. And if any cops come around, I want you to all say that I remember I told you guys I was going to do this weeks ago. Yes. The show.
So what kind of cereal do you recommend? Like Raisin Bran types, like the fruity types, marshmallows, chocolate?
The Bloody Pops. I like Bloody Pops.
Yay!
Gotta have my pops. Gotta have your pops.
No, I prefer Captain Crunch, not Bloody Pop.
Captain Horatio Crunch.
But those are the kind that actually turn red. They make the milk turn red.
Crunch.
How can you not love that?
It looks like the milk is on its period.
I mean,
Oh God.
I mean, depending on when you're eating Captain Crunch, it might turn the milk red.
Oh God.
Why is this in a good
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. You got Triv started already.
Sorry. I'm done.
Yep, Triv has a tendency to lean sometimes when she's cracking up laughing. All right, so let's get this show started. As far as when it comes to killer females, now it doesn't matter whether it's in horror or thrillers or even true crime. We've had a lot of famous women killers that have appeared in movies and television shows, and of course, true crime. So we're actually going to get our lovely Rose to start off since she's a guest star. What is one of your favorite female killers?
Just put me on the spot, right?
Oh yeah.
It's funny that she's wearing the serial mom outfit because I was just watching that, I saw a kill count, and then I was just like, I'm gonna watch this with what's her name, Kathleen Turner. So I was just like, that was hilarious, and a bunch of other people I forgot that were in that movie.
Yeah. Jack McCoy's in that movie.
Yes, a lot of people. Like Susan Silver, she's in there from the Three's Company. Everybody. So yeah, that popped up in my head like right away. Who else? I was thinking about obviously Tiffany because I got on the good guy shirt. And I gotta have Chucky representing. So Tiffany is definitely probably one of my faves, and I've been watching the Chucky show. So yeah, I'm gonna just start there.
Great show.
Oh, Tiff.
Just to start off.
All right, Sean. What is one of your favorite female killers?
Aileen Wuornos in Monster. True crime kind of thriller, serial killer thriller. She's someone that you can kind of like sympathize with. That's what I think is so interesting about her. The fact that she had obviously been abused by men, and she's taken her revenge. In horrible ways, albeit, but you can see obviously she had a real rough growing up, rough time of it, and suffered abuse from her parents and everything, and she just lost it one day, and rest is history. And not only that, but what an absolutely brilliant performance by Charlize Theron as Aileen, one of my favorite performances in the history of movies. Fantastic cast, great movie, great direction. It's one of my favorite movies.
Good choice.
Excellent choice.
All right, Trip.
I'm going to start with. I am so late to the party, and I'm sure this will revoke part of my horror cred. But I just saw Pearl and X.
Good choices.
Fantastic set of movies. I can't wait for Maxine.
Yes.
But holy crap! Like just it lives in those eras, and the time and effort that Ty West put into everything was just astonishing.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. And Scarecrow fucking.
Oh yeah, no. When in doubt. As a huge fan of old movies, and to be able to see like from the late teens to kind of see how life was then, and they did such a great job of kind of living in that space, and I really appreciated that. And Maya Goth, obviously, like playing against herself in X, and then playing Pearl as a young lady in Pearl was just phenomenal. Such a great performance, just unbridled, just like happy face to just murdering someone with an axe. And that last shot of Pearl where she's just like smiling at the camera, not blinking. Oh my god,
that monologue.
There's so many great moments.
Yeah, the monologue and the last shot. When they actually do the old 50 credits. Yeah. I thought that was a nice touch. You gotta give Ty West credit for that.
Oh, absolutely. And just to hold that, like, they talk about like Janet Leigh when she was doing the eye thing in Psycho, to be able to, I mean, you could see that she was kind of blinking, but to hold that for probably a good 6 minutes, that's not easy. And how do you, I don't know. That was just, that's giving a performance when you didn't have to necessarily give it a performance. So
exactly. Great choice.
All right, Gin and Velvet.
Well, I'm interested because everyone always gives it to men about being, but I think when women go off the deep end, it's usually either for love or we're just fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I think that makes a really interesting dynamic, because we are supposed to be known as the softer sex, and so but man, when we want to be bitches or when we want to go off the deep end, we do it better than men. We do it. No, not to throw you guys under the bus, but we do. And some of the characters that are women that are killers that fascinate me. One, like I said, I am wearing kind of the serial mom getup. And one thing that people don't talk about serial mom is the fact, yes, she does kill people. But why does she kill people? She kills them because they're fucking with her family. And I'm like, you're not the worst person. And one of the best examples of that is the Ricky Lake character, because she's a little bit heavyset. And you would think that Bev would be kind of like judgmental of her daughter. She never is. She accepts her son that loves horror. She likes things a certain way, but don't fuck with her family, and don't you fucking dare judge them, or she'll stabby you.
Yeah, because she's like a healthy portrayal of motherhood through the eyes of John Waters.
Exactly.
So they're inherently by classical societal standards slightly warped and stuff. So she doesn't have a problem with stuff like the son or even the daughter's weight and stuff. But she's like ultimate motherly role model in horror movies. She's like one of the best parents in horror movies, honestly.
She really is.
Just because of how John Waters really loves to play around with those tropes of suburbia and society and what's expected versus the act versus what's actually good for people and what's best.
Yes, because she is, you would think she would be this judgment, but she's not. She loves her kids, and that's what'll kill her. You fuck with my family and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Also, she just really likes killing motherfuckers.
And I know that's wrong. But you know what? There's worse mothers to have. At least she's supportive of her family and kids. Mm-hmm. So I find that one. There are a couple of other killers who really interest me that are female, and one that's not talked about. But she is a killer. She did murder people. Is Hard Candy Haley. She's doing it for reasons. She's doing it for a friend, and you can argue if she kills anyone or not, because at the end of that movie, the guy she's going after, he gives her a bullshit story, and he's like, that because they had done this, there was another guy in the movie, and he's like, funny, they said the same thing about you, and it's for a friend. And I like that women can sometimes justify murder if you give us the right tools. So I find that very interesting. It's not all bad. That's what I guess my spin on this is. Sometimes murder isn't bad, people. Just because you kill someone doesn't necessarily make you a bad person.
Some motherfuckers just need to die.
Some motherfuckers need to die. And also, I have to talk about the clown girl just because I'm a Terrifier girl, and she helps art. I don't know if she actually kills anyone.
She never kills anyone.
But she helps them, and she's so damn cute.
Also, there's an argument if she's even real, but
Yeah, but figments of our imagination has made people kill too. Mental illness. It does kind of.
Isn't that right, Snuffleupagus?
It just goes into commentary of mental illness, which is another. There's all facets of murder. People just think murder, you're either going for money, monetary, or rage. And sure, those are parts of it, but usually it's a little bit more complex and a little bit more of a deep dive. And the last one before, because I'm probably boring everyone, but one more character I have to talk about, and this one is just a horrific bitch because of what she does, is in Speak No Evil. I think her name is Karen, and she, of course it is. And she, because of what she does, and this is spoiler territory, guys, but basically they abduct people, including children, and do horrific things. And as a woman, you don't touch your kids, and if you do, then you deserve whatever you get, and that is just completely horrible. So that does show to the other extent of women of just who can just be massive C word. And I'll be clean here and inject the C word. Mm-hmm. But that's another character that's just horrifying, because if you've seen the movie, you know what she does. And just as a woman, it's one thing to do it to other people, but don't do it to kids.
I don't know.
Don't cut out kids.
I don't know, those kids were annoying. They kind of had it coming.
What about you? I'm sorry it took so long, guys.
Kind of going off your thing of sometimes motherfuckers need to die. Most of the ones I'll probably bring up over the course of the evening are a little bit more obscure indie and foreign films. But the mainstream, my probably favorite mainstream female killer is probably as tropey and as cliche for me as it is Angela from the Sleepaway Camp series, specifically the first film. I like her in 2 and 3. We don't talk about Sleepaway Camp 4. But 2 and 3, I like Pamela Springsteen's portrayal of her. But specifically that first movie version of Angela, where she's incredibly sympathetic. That's something people kind of forget about with the original Sleepaway Camp, is how sympathetic it is to Angela's plight. She goes around killing. She's the killer of the movie, and she's the villain of the movie. But everyone fucking deserved it. The fucking pedophile cook to all the people who were just horrible to her unendingly. Pretty much all of them kind of had it fucking coming.
Judy, don't forget Judy.
That bitch Judy. And it's very interesting, especially given the trend.
Maybe the little
of the
kids
movie.
that she slaughtered.
Okay, maybe not them, but they were kind of mean to her too, and she had a very fractured. She had a very fractured psyche due to all of her trauma from her childhood and stuff.
As Tiffany would say, it was just a little slip.
But yeah, like I always find that super fascinating. Like I don't know how intentional it really was with the original Sleepaway Camp, because a lot of that movie's genius, in my opinion, is them fumbling into actually making a brilliant social commentary. But like I love how sympathetic to her plight the movie really is to Angela. Like it never really treats her like, yeah, she killed people, but like they all fucking just kind of deserve it. Which is, I love movies.
Literally a pedophile.
I love movies that do that. I love movies where we can like kind of get it, not necessarily from the killer's perspective, but where we can give a lot of empathy and exploration of the killer, because that's the biggest problem with a lot of the slasher movies is we don't get enough exploration of its characters. So that's why Sleepaway Camp really stands out from a lot of the 80s fare, in my opinion, is it's very character focused and centered.
This is weird, and who she reminds me of was another horror villain from Audition.
Yeah, I can see. I can see it. I can see it
because of her tragic backstory. You can go, okay, well, she does what's horrible, but you know, once you know her backstory, you're like, okay,
maybe you got a point, girl.
It's okay.
Yeah, Tripp's kind of stole my thunder because I was going to mention Pearl. Because when you take a look at what she does in X, and then we see her in Pearl, and we get to see the reason why she is so effed up as she is. She has this thing about wanting to be a star and leaving the farm, and she's willing to do anything about it. But and even though she's not really killing as much as she did in X, but she does kill, and she finally goes off the deep end because she's so desperate to be a star. And I think that was obviously Mia Goth, great performance in both the character in Maxine X and in Pearl. So that's one of the reasons why she's one of my favorite female killers. There's another female killer I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to mention that because somebody's going to get pissed off about that.
Go ahead and talk about the pretender of the throne. Go ahead, Monty. Go ahead.
Not yet. It's not
the
time
pretender.
Yet. It's not time yet. No.
It's torch for you.
It's later. Coming. Night is still young.
Yes.
Another thing I like about Killer Woman, and it's mainly because of Mother's Day. Most of these happen to be mothers. Of course, which one do you think is your favorite killer who's a mom, other than obviously Pamela Voorhees? Because everyone knows she's everyone's favorite mom when it comes to killer moms. So, Sean, who is your favorite killer mom outside of Pamela Voorhees?
Outside? Oh, you just killed it for me. I will say she's really a stepmom, but Claire Higgins and Hellraiser.
Julia.
Speaking of, kind of love driving women, yes, Julia. More like a lust driving her, she's bored with her marriage and she shacks up.
Sean, it's Frank. I mean, and, even some dudes would be like.
I am someone who has zero attraction to men, but like that flashback scene where he's leaning in the door frame and it's raining. I'm like, okay, I kind of see why she would murder like 17 people for this man. I can kind of see it.
Come to daddy.
That's both, very chilling, but also hot.
Oh no, yeah.
Her lust goes so deep that the guy comes back from the dead with a hunk of flesh and muscle, no skin, and she's still willing to do anything, bring home guys from the bars and bash their heads in with a hammer, one by one.
It's called love, Sean. It's called love.
I also do love that she gets to like basically supplant Frank and basically take the main villain role for part 2. I always like that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Part 2 is really solid.
Oh yeah, Hellbound's good. I like Hellbound a lot. Chenard tries a little too hard to be Krueger, but otherwise I really like Hellbound.
I do too.
All right, Rose, who is your favorite killer mom outside of Pamela Voorhees?
I wouldn't say she's my favorite because I like her actions, but Norma Bates, I would say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She wouldn't hurt a fly.
Nice.
Exactly. It's not the flies you have to worry about.
God damn you, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, so definitely one of the more disturbed moms, I would say. But I don't know, it popped in my head because I was trying to think of horror moms, and then I immediately thought of Vera Farmiga in The Conjuring. I was like, she was in something else. That's not what I'm trying to think of. And then I went to like Bates Motel, and I thought, oh yeah, she was Norma Bates. So yeah, that pops in my head.
Good one.
And I never even. I'm so mad. I wanted more out of the show. I wanted to finish it, but I didn't get. I got to like the first 2 seasons, and then I was already streaming it late, and I was like, oh shoot, they're going to cancel it. So now I'm just disgruntled, and I don't want to finish the last 2 or 3 seasons. I just said F it. But
you missed it. It actually went out pretty well. As far as the show, how the show ended, especially I think in the 4th and 5th season.
Yeah, that's what my daughter told me. She's like, "Mom, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it." And I was like, "I will," but I was already like kind of in my feelings, so I was just like, "No." But I am. I owe it to myself.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to finish. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list. But yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite horror moms. It just goes to show how you can mess your kid up.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's just it. That just popped in my head. I just thought about,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you can't do better than her. I mean, you can't. That's a great choice because, and also one of the great things about that story, because we get so many different interpretations, and most of them are from Norman.
Yeah, all of the sequels tell a slightly different origin story for him,
which I love. I love an unreliable.
And then the show tells its own origins, like they all tell their own different ones. And you could really do whichever one you want to fit well for it.
In my head canon, they're all true.
They're all true,
not.
and they're not.
Yeah.
I get that.
Great choice.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
All right, Trib.
So mine is probably more on the comedy side than the horror side, but it is a classic to me. Arsenic and Old Lace, so it'd be Martha and Abby Brewster.
Right.
And they're kind of a weird one because they're not technically moms, but they raise the kids like they're their own. So
surrogates,
yeah. So I mean, they're killing people out of the goodness of their hearts, so they're not alone. But oh god, when they can match a serial killer for the amount of people that they've killed, wow, that's pretty hardcore in my book. So yeah, it's a fantastically fun movie. They're scared of the dark. They don't swear, but they're not afraid to kill people. So priorities are in order.
Yes.
Exactly. Good choice. And I would have never thought of that one.
Yeah, I always forget about Arsenic and Lace.
I do too.
I know. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Velvet, Jen.
I'll let you go.
Okay. I got 2. Like, obviously, we've already kind of touched on her a little bit, but I want to bring up the specific mother element to her. Tiffany, especially in the TV show, I love how supportive and loving of a parent she is
she's a Beth.
To Glenn and Glenda. Yeah, she's a really great parent. That was one of my bigger issues with season 3 is we don't utilize the whole Glenn, Glenda, Gigi element of it anymore. And because I really would have liked to further explore their relationship with Tiffany, because I always found that really fascinating how season 2 played around with it and everything. And even in Seed, you see glimpses of it. I really, really like that about Tiffany as a character. I think it's one of the more interesting, underappreciated qualities about her.
It really depicts someone who's, who has a ton of flaws, but this one thing, they are a good mom. You can say what you want.
She's gonna put herself together to help to look after her kids and stuff.
Yeah,
so, it's really interesting. But for my actual one, for a pretty recent one, but one that really sticks out to me is this was a cool goddamn character. That being the mother from Evil Dead Rise, Deadite mom. I love that actress's performance alone.
Oh, yeah.
But I just love how she's easily one of, if not my favorite, just sole Deadite performances from the whole franchise, because I just love all of the energy and the manicness that actress brings to her performance and stuff. She captures the feel of an Evil Dead character so perfectly with how well she loves fucking torturing her goddamn kids in that apartment room. I always go back to that bit where she's talking through the peephole to her youngest daughter.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm okay now. You can unlock the door and let me in. And the daughter's just like, like, oh, okay, I want to believe you, so I'm gonna believe you now. And there's a split second where you see her just going, that worked? Oh my god, these kids are fucking stupid. This is awesome. And I loved that. I loved everything about that performance that she brought to, and just brought such a unique spin. And I think really brought the personality and was like the massive tower of Evil Dead Rise for me.
I get that. That is a really good
Also,
choice.
as far as we can tell, really phenomenal mom, like fucking working hard on her ass, but like really phenomenal mom for the little bit we see her pre-Dead Eye.
That was Alyssa Sullivan who played Ellie.
Yeah, an amazing mom. There are a lot of great mothers in horror, and of course, I'll touch this just very quickly because everybody already knows it anyway. I have to bring up Mommy from People Under the Stairs because, like, talk about.
I mean, she's not a good mom.
No, she's not a horrible mom, but like that's part of it. And like we were bringing up with Norman Bates, like mothers rule the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world, and what we put in our kids' heads puts it out in the world. And my god, this woman is just horrible. And the performance, like you said, the performance is so good. And I love the scene. I've replayed it so many times where she's like, you got dress on this dress and I just all the blood on this dress that I just made, and then she throws her in the
bathtub of boiling water.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go for the horror aspect, my god, you just can't. And then she's also her brother. Her brother, Daddy, is her brother, and fuck me, but wow, what a great story. I fucking love it. I talk about it all the time. I'll shut the fuck up about it now. But there's a couple of other mothers. To flip side on that, the coin of that, I want to bring up Rosemary. And I know you have problems with Rosemary, but this shows the good mother because she basically got raped because
she got assaulted. She
got assaulted, and that's a hard choice to decide to keep or not. And then the baby is not only, it's a Satan baby, and like she's terrified of it, but as a loving mother, she sees it and she starts to rock it. And and in the book, if you read the book, she's thinking she's going to try to teach it good along with these fucking Satanists. And that shows a good mother. And I know you see very misogynistic.
Oh yeah, Rosemary's always felt very misogynistic to me, but I get where you're coming from. The performance is really good.
Yeah, and so Rosemary's a good mother. And then to end it, I have one more mother that again doesn't get talked about. Corrine from Flowers in the Attic. And yes, she does murder people. If you've read the book and the movie, she murders one of her kids and she tries to murder them all with rat poisoning. And because of the selfish, she'd rather have the money and the man. So she says, oh, I love these kids, but I can always make more. I could get this mansion and this hot guy. So I'm going to inherit this money. I can always make more kids. And
kind of a mood, honestly.
Yeah. So that's another one. But and I mean, she fucking pours rat poison on cookies, and her little boy, one of the kids, don't make it because of her. And that is just horrific. When you're choosing money and men over your kids, you just deserve whatever you're going to get. So yeah.
Thanks, VC Andrews.
Thanks, VC. And incest.
So much incest.
Jesus Christ. Oh boy.
I had to bring it up at least once, guys.
Sorry,
she's you have that on your bingo card. You can now, strike it off.
It's funny because Kara and I were actually talking about Joan Crawford in Straight Jacket.
Straight Jacket's great.
Yeah.
But she played that role a lot, like that kind of crazy mother. I mean, look at her in real life. She was kind of, at least what we see from her kids' memoirs, it is kind of that, like, not in the same way, but definitely like a horrible mom.
Yeah.
Like over caring, but in weird ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, controlling. Controlling is kind of caring in some people's hands.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And she might have been a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, she very obviously had some undiagnosed and untaken care of mental issues of from the time and stuff that just kind of got passed over and ignored.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Her hair was too tight, I think, because there's always pulled back so extremely.
But I love Mildred Pierce. For all of that, I fucking love Mildred Pierce.
Mildred Pierce is freaking fantastic.
Oh, it is, isn't it? And then, of course, whatever happened to Baby Jane.
Oh, yeah.
Well, mine is going to be Margaret White from Carrie, and that's both Piper Laurie and Julia and darn, what am I forgetting her name?
Julianne Moore or no?
Julianne Moore.
Yeah,
Julianne Moore. Both did a very good job with Margaret White's character in both movies, in the original and the remake. Because Margaret White, I don't know if she was already crazy prior to her husband dying, and then that just totally snapped, and she just went off the deep end, where she's just this overzealous religious fanatic to the point where she literally abuses Carrie. Carrie, and it's just like, wow, you want to talk about a really crazed out mom? Yeah, Margaret White's out there, and like just I said, really, yeah. Some of the people in the chat are giving us some great examples too.
Oh yeah,
examples too.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Salut.
There's one question I wanted to bring up here, since we're talking about killer females. Why do you think that people don't believe or think that women can become serial killers? What do you think that is, Trev? Because it took a long time for someone to think that women can become serial killers. And unfortunately, because of that, a lot of women back in the day, probably back in the 17th and 18th century, got away with a whole bunch of murders.
Equality?
I would think so. If
Maybe
we're talking
that's why
like,
they got away with it, because
I would agree. I think, and if we're talking like 16th or 17th, 18th century, women were delicate flowers. They were there to be taken care of by their husbands or their fathers, and there was no maliciousness in them. Even though, you know what, if you were under that much of a pressure all the damn time, I think it'd probably snap somebody's neck too. If you're talking about more modern interpretations, at least by, like movies and such, I think that it is such a, I guess it sort of falls into that same realm. It's women don't do that. Good women don't do that. If they don't, or if they do it, then there's something, seriously wrong with them, and they should be burnt at the stake, because God forbid.
Yeah.
Wait, that actually happened.
I know.
The other witch trials.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's not something that's, even though, we're all human, what's between our legs is slightly different, but, it's that you're still human. You still have the same set of emotions. It doesn't matter. Everybody has the potential to be the best of people and a complete and utter crazy asshole. And I think that it's just, I don't know. It's unbelievable to a lot of that section of people.
Mm-hmm. All right, Velvet Jen.
Kind of like we hit on it. I feel like it came down to a lot of the time. It's just misogyny of like, it's very obviously like all the evidence leads to her. But she's a woman. What do they know about any of this? They're not smart enough or couldn't manage to pull anything like this off. They don't have the power to kill people. They're just a docile creature. I feel like that's was pretty much the mindset for a lot of it, and kind of also why we didn't see a lot. Like, we saw a few here or there, but until like relative recent years, we didn't see a lot of really interesting or compelling female killers or female villains in horror, due to that very reasons. And even now, to a point, most of the ones we did have, it all tied back to, they have some sort of mental disability, or they're crazy, or their hormones or something like that. It's a crime of passion. It always kind of comes back to those classic misogyny tropes of like, women are overly hormonal and emotional, as opposed to just exploring of like, no, sometimes just women are people, and people are fucking insane sometimes and want to kill motherfuckers.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah, also, know how to make blood stains. It's very easy. That's completely right, Dice.
Don't look at me, Dice. I had to get on the stream before I could clean up. It was for the stream.
Most know how to take out blood stains.
Shut up. Why is everyone looking at me?
Remember to dab, not wipe.
Exactly. Going on. See, I look at this a little differently, because you know what? As a woman, you got to take whatever advantage you can. And personally, let them think that we're the weaker sex. Oh, blood! I'm gonna faint. Oh my God! Oh, you big strong man, help me! I think there's a killer. Meanwhile, when their back turn kill him. I take it as your advantage. Also, sex does play a part of it, but another part, and there's a thing of history that I'm going to go to, class plays a part of it.
Yes.
Because one of the most infamous cases, at least a well-known one, would be Lizzie Borden. She came from money. You can't tell me if she had been a poor woman, what would have happened to her. So class of, sex, race, and class always plays a part of it. But as far as that, I don't see this as a bad thing. You know what? Lean into it. Let men think you're weaker than them, and play the game. I know some people would.
Okay, Triple H.
No, seriously, play the game, and if that's what your game, now you don't hurt anyone that don't have it coming to them and don't do anything. But but I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's one time where misogyny can work in our favor. And if some women, got some healthy pensions because they killed off a few husbands, L'chaim. Yeah,
Debbie.
Girl powers.
But Debbie from Addams Family Values is literally the perfect female killer in horror and movie history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Peak fucking character.
Malibu Barbie. I was graceful. I was a ballerina.
With that kind of going back a bit, and this is more like mid-century horror or mid-century movies, but like when it came to things like the Hays Code, you couldn't show a woman doing that without severe punishment. So there wasn't any initiative to show that side of it. If you had like something like Double Indemnity where the woman was the one leading the charge, to kill her husband so she could get insurance money. I mean, that kind of stuff, they had to be punished properly at the end, killed or whatever, that way to make it worth it. You don't have a lot of guys having to do that.
Which leads to the funniest instance of this in movie history with Rhoda Penmark from Bad Seed, where you can't kill kids, but you can't have your villain / killer of the movie survive. How the fuck do you solve this? They got struck by lightning magically.
And then they take a bow.
They take a bow.
But it's great. You know what? I say it's one of the times where misogyny works in our favor. Let it, you got to use what you have, people. That's all I'm saying. Don't judge me, guys.
All right, Rose.
Well, I mean, if you think about like shows like what's that, Snapped, and the fact that some women just don't get caught, so you can't really talk about something that you don't know. Like there are a lot of unsolved crimes or crimes where they thought someone else did it and it was someone else, and it was a woman that was guilty all along. And it can be a whole plethora of reasons or motives as to why it happens. But yeah, I just think about that. I think about like there are people that I've actually grew up with, and they always whisper, "Oh, I think she did it." Like this lady that we grew up with on my block. This woman has been married or in relationships at least 12 times in the 40 plus years that I was on the planet before she passed away. 12 different husbands and boyfriends. She had like. I think she had an insurance policy for each and every one of them.
Every town has one of them. Every town has one of these people.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I think she's like the Black Widow for real. Because they just always die. Like, and it wasn't always something horrific. I mean, one was like, I think was an accident. So, but then again, who knows? She might have been underneath the car, like snip, snip, snip. Let me cut the brake line. But I don't know. It's like 12 times, like 12 different people. What are the odds? That's a lot. I can see
they always look back like, why did 3 of her husbands mysteriously die? Like,
yeah, like 2 had heart attacks, and 1 had a stroke, another one had the car accident. It's just different stuff, and it was just like, wait a minute. The math is not
why were men still getting with her then? If after the 3rd one, I said, no.
You already know why, Monty.
Yeah. Y'all know why.
It's because their middle name was Danger, right?
I mean, some women's kitties are just that good.
So you're saying that this lady was actually like the one lady from Sleepwalkers. She was an anthropomorphic kitty?
Something. Like, all I know was she was a good cook. Everyone's like, oh yeah, when she had get together, she's a great cook.
But some great chili.
Let me tell you something. My grandmother, rest her soul, we're not eating anything. We'll eat when we leave, or we'll eat before we go. Grandma, what you know that I don't know? And my grandma was, I'm telling you, and these are all church people, so they were all proper and quiet about it. So I'm like, Grandma, what do you know that I don't know? Because something is not, like I said, the math isn't math. And 12. Yeah, 12. And she had at least 2 or 3 died before I even came around. So that's yeah. So I'm going to just account for maybe 10 out of the 12, or maybe even 8 out of the, but it was 12. Like she had 12. She was married several times, and then the rest were just like paramour living situations. But yeah.
Exactly, guys.
Yeah, but I listen to my grandma. We're not eating here. We eat when we get home. Right. And I was like, oh my God.
Missing.
My grandpa, he went and got a plate, and she slapped the plate out my grandpa's hand. And I'm like, Grandma, why'd you do it? I'm just sitting, I'm in church like he was like, James will eat that when we get home. So it was just
oh man.
Oh yeah. Awesome. And she lived and then like I think she had like a kid or one kid, and she ended up having all this money and stuff. Like, yeah, like had a nice house and stuff. Like, yeah, this woman had some ducats from insurance policies, and yeah. So that's all.
I would like to know her.
They're not thinking about it. They're thinking about women being serial killers because if there are some serial killer women out there, who would know?
Mm-hmm.
So exactly. Who would know? Especially like we're supposed to be the highly emotional sex or whatever. Like we're the ones that can't control our emotions and hormones and all that other stuff. But the women aren't getting caught. And like I said, I watch Snap with my mom, and I'll be like,
That's the other thing. Who is the main consumer of true crime content? It's statistically almost exclusively women. So they're learning. Yep. We're learning.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Snap just celebrated his 20 years on TV, and one of the advertisements they had this woman saying, "See, if you don't straighten up, I want to be on Snap."
Yes, you want to be on Snap.
Yeah,
something's gonna happen. And if she don't kill him, kill the guy or whoever, it'll be a close call. You'd be like, what's the name with the grits and the frying pan? Al Green. You don't want to end up like how this. Why she hit him with a cast iron frying pan and threw hot grits on the man. So
that just adds to the seasoning of the cast iron.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was his warning, and he did whatever he did. He didn't do no more. So.
Mm-hmm. I think that was enough.
That was enough.
I mean, bad enough. She ruined the grits, but then she hit it with the cast iron. Those things hurt.
I don't know if you have a cast iron skillet, but they are not light, especially the ones back in the day. Like I have one, and then I have the one that my grandma had, and they're the same size, but the one that got the seasons from decades of cooking that my grandmother used, and the one that I just got from wherever. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, that cast iron skillet would put some damage in.
Oh yeah, my grandmother, she had that cast iron skillet.
Yes, that thing is no joke.
No, they're no joke.
Yes.
All right, Sean.
Well, I mean, there's so many different examples, like with there's that old idea, like what Triv was saying, how, the male perspective used to look at women. Oh, women are just the moms, and and they're just, the men are just supposed to support the women, and they're just objects. That's that old idea that you would never expect them to be a killer. And that's obviously way outdated. And some women could just be mentally insane. Like one of the earliest examples, Countess Dracula, based on the Countess Elizabeth Bathory.
Excellent.
She had money. She had a big castle, and then
she wanted to be young.
She was old and she wanted to be beautiful.
She wanted to be young.
And she thought that bathing in the blood of virgins might make her young again. And yeah.
I mean,
she
that's
was
my
playing
Tuesday,
bat
really.
shit. She killed.
Are in our time.
It said that she had killed like 600 women or something. Like
they were all peasant girls, you know.
Who cares about the poor?
You know what? They were their own mothers and their own sisters and their own cousins. So, you know.
Cousins.
I love how like half of them were like her servants, her maids or whatever. Like, why did it take so long to catch her?
Money.
Because
money.
Because money.
Money. Yeah, money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially at that. Hey, what's up, Troy?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it amazes me, when you look back, especially whether it's Snap or especially on Deadly Women, when you look back at some of the crimes that ladies have committed throughout history, and the fact that none of them were ever suspected, and all of a sudden now, when we get these true crime stories, we get to see, like some of these women were just as either they were very skilled at what they were doing, or they were just as deadly as men can be. But again, it's just that simple fact is the difference when it comes to, when it comes to people are saying, well, a woman, just like most people say, women cannot kill like a man because they think they're all nice and docile, they're supposed to be the caregivers. How would they want to take a life? And unfortunately, it happens. It happens, and unfortunately, whether they are suffering from mental illness, or they have some type of hormonal bonus, or they're just simply bad,
or they want money. They like
or they want money.
Expensive. Shit's expensive.
And you see those on Snap too, like the woman's got the mink coat and the new jewelry, and the husband starts messing. All right, now it's time to.
Yeah, because just like on Snap's 20th anniversary, they showed an old case about the woman who married this dude, and unfortunately, she wound up having an affair with another dude, and convinced him that he was beating her up, and the dude wound up killing the husband.
Yeah.
And then once he realized, and once the guy realized with a big mistake he killed himself. But
Christmas.
But not before he had a trove of evidence that he kept hitting, and then once the police found it, then that's yeah. So it just amazes me that now that most people now understand that women can be serial killers. Now that's the reason why now we're seeing most women, they still can get away with it if they're smart enough. They're smart enough and intelligent enough, they can't get away with it for a long periods of time, but that was the one big problem, because I think there was an episode on Criminal Intent, and Gorham, the character, was talking to one of his mentor's daughter, and they said, would he ever be a woman serial killer? And he ignored him, and he said, but eventually they are women serial killers out there.
The lady from the neighborhood
for
in
love
church.
and money. I think that we also be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it's generally for love or for money.
Or it's just fun.
Yeah. Hobby.
But wouldn't you say that those are the same reasons that, I think they drive people generally. Revenge, love, money, greed, however you want to kind of, those are kind of universal, really.
Yeah, they are. But do you think we go a little bit more, do you think when we go off the deep end, do we go a little deeper than the men do? I'm not being sexist, I'm generally asking. No. Do you think when we go off the deep end, do you think we do it a little bit more than men do?
I will say this, and I guess it's not so much in terms of killing, but you look there's always the old trope about how, guys will sit there and punch it out in a bar and go on with their day. But a woman will do a certain, if you're pushed far enough, women will, destroy you your dog, and everybody you've ever met. You know, like
Yes.
it's a level of what's the term?
Malevolence? Maybe?
Yes, yeah. There is that certain, and you see it in a lot of media. Take your pick, and not to say I think that guys can, you know, the things are universal depending on the personality. But I think that if you go by the stereotype, women will, you know, kick you in the balls, you know, key your car, you know, throw all your clothes out in the ditch, and then, you know, set your house on fire.
Mm-hmm. And say you hit them and they had to set the house on fire for protection. Yeah, something like that.
I mean, just look at the two, like, for the, and like say the 90s with the height of like the erotic thriller genre. Look at how the genre and thrillers in general at the time handled male killers versus female ones. Male ones were almost always, when we had a male killer thing, you were following from like a detective's perspective trying to crack the case. Whereas every time there was a female killer in those types of films, it was always like following the wife of the family that she's infiltrating, you know, your single white female, your fatal attraction, your hand that rocks the cradle types of movies of them infiltrating and trying to destroy the lives of this family, of these characters, just to every single drop.
Rebecca De Mornay just wanted a family. She just wanted the one bitch dick. She wanted to take care of the kids and the husband and your daddy too.
Which one boiled the rabbit? Was that
Fatal
Attraction? Yeah. With Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. Yeah, it's interesting to me when you see films like Fatal Attraction and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and movies like that, where obviously the woman they have reasons for their anger and their the reason why they are attacking or acting that way. You know, it's a little different aspect as opposed to when we see men do that. But films like Fatal Attraction, you know, I think that scared the shit out of men after that film came out.
I have kind of
we
a
will
random.
not be ignored, Monty. We will not be ignored.
Here's kind of a random.
Go ahead, Trip.
Here's kind of a random question, and I just it kind of popped into my head talking about revenge and all that stuff. And it might it's been a long time since I've seen the second one, so I don't know if there's a good discussion here or not. But American Psycho 1 versus American Psycho 2, you've got kind of a similar premise,
Yes,
but two completely different ways of looking at it. I don't know. Is that a good is that a good like discussion piece? It's been ages since I've seen 2, so I don't remember much about it other than the fact the movie is terrible.
That's the main reason.
Yeah, the American Psycho and American Psycho 2 are two different movies.
She's trying to get into like Quantico or something like that.
Yep.
The main character, and what's the name from that '70s show?
Mila fucking Kunis.
That's all I can remember. Like,
See, here's the thing. American Psycho 2, that was not supposed to be a sequel. It was a standalone film, and for some reason they did a hell raise on it because no one knew that American Psycho was going to be a success that it was and a runaway hit. So all of a sudden, the producers, I believe it was the producers, that decided to say, "Wait a minute, let's turn this to American Psycho 2." So they wrote a little back end to make it pretend that, to capitalize on the success. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why the beginning of the film supposedly has something to do. Which, unfortunately, if you know the end of American Psycho,
ruins the end of American Psycho.
Yeah, it ruined American Psycho. Yeah,
it does a Blade Runner because it answers the main question that the ending of the movie raises.
Yeah,
exactly.
I apologize. That was a bad.
It's a good.
It's good. It was good analogy. Yeah,
thinking about bringing up Psycho 2 just for a really terrible example of a movie following a female serial killer. Because God, American Psycho 2 is just.
It's basically the remake of Martyrs, sort of.
It's not that. It's comparable for me.
It's not just that.
You can just be like, it was never supposed to be, and it just didn't happen. It was just a weird fever dream that doesn't exist. It didn't happen. Don't worry about it. It's such a fucking mess of a movie.
It is. It is.
It is not. It is not just because Mina can't act because she can't act.
Fair. There's so many other problems besides
Got William Shatner though.
Yeah.
Well, I get what you're going for, Triv, because I mean, talk about how a woman is portrayed as versus a man.
No,
it's
especially which is so fascinating. Given American Psycho was directed by a woman and Psycho 2 was directed by a man. It's so interesting how deep and really they get into Patrick Bateman's psyche in that original movie, whereas Psycho 2 is really surface level and basic with Kunis's character. She doesn't really get that level of a deep dive into her. The movie just kind of treats her like an afterthought in her own damn film.
Do you think that's calm? I doubt, because the movie's
the movie is nowhere near smart enough for that to be an intentional commentary thing.
But it almost would be clever.
You're right, but there's nothing about that movie that says that it's fucking remotely that smart.
You didn't care that much.
But it could say that women are an afterthought even in our own stories.
That's true. You could make that argument, or you could just make the argument some poor studio director didn't really give a fuck about the shitty project he was given to direct a sequel to American Psycho.
That's probably true.
I think that's probably the more likely one, sadly.
But it is commentary nonetheless.
No, it's a very interesting idea to bring up and very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because like I said, because unless you don't know that aspect about American Psycho 2, and you look and say, let's say, God damn, talk about two different movies. One was great, one is fucking terrible. To be honest, yeah. But that's the reason why American Psycho 2 it is what it is, because it wasn't supposed to do anything at all with American Psycho, and that's what that was my huge big complaint. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what happened at the end of American Psycho. What are you doing?
Well, how do you know? We're left not knowing what happened at the end of American Psycho. It could be anything.
Yeah. No.
Guys, yeah, you're right. It could be anything. It could be even Bateman is killed by a child, Mila Kunis, and she becomes the new American Psycho. No, that's a stupid idea. You're stupid. Stop talking. It could be anything, but not that. That's stupid.
It's more likely that Bateman was abducted by aliens.
That would make more sense.
That would make more sense.
Science!
Oh God, no! Can we go back to talking about good movies?
What spent a lot of time in this shitty movie.
What movie did you bring up, Jen?
Signs.
Oh.
If Aliens, Mel Gibson, we could have done a crossover where Mel Gibson for part 2.
No, God.
And conquistadors somehow time traveling conquistadors.
Please stop talking. Please just stop talking.
I love Apocalypse.
You're just listing off all of the things that give me a headache in film.
You would have to bring up Signs.
Be careful, she has a knife.
Yeah, I
do. One out.
Oh my God.
So true. So true.
Yep.
So true.
All the applause to you.
Or Scottish.
Oh man.
That's cute.
Oh boy. I always love it when Trip cracks up laughing.
That's the best laugh.
I think Rose, Trip and I belong to this other group called the Deadly Venoms, and we had this one favorite thing that we do when it comes to Hellraiser, and all of us cracked up laughing, and Trip had a great time just laughing.
Sometimes that's all it takes is someone's laugh. Like, it's just they could be laughing at literally nothing, but the laugh itself would just be funny. Sometimes it's funnier than the joke that someone showed. Whatever.
Oh no, the subject we were talking about was very funny though.
Yes. But you still have that laugh that just makes you laugh.
Cheers.
It's always the best people that have the best laughs.
Yes. Yes.
Shucks. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, but don't all right. Don't shrink yourself like Death Becomes Her.
That was actually going to be my next killer women. So thanks.
Yo, let's go.
I ruined Pearl for you, so you have the right to ruin Death Becomes Her for me.
Oh yeah, good. Let's just start off with that one because that was at that. If you talk about a very underrated horror film, Death Becomes Her.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this, Rose. Would you actually do the stuff that Meryl Streep and Susan Sarandon tried to do in order to stay young and beautiful?
Nope. Nope. I'm good. I'm good.
It's only good, no matter how careful you are, it's always going to end up in the exact same thing if you just in complete disarray in pieces. It's the same thing with like the immortality thing of like, no, you don't want immortality. Eventually you're going to get stuck somewhere and just be there forever now.
I hear you, but I feel like Simon.
Hell no.
It's like Troy said, oh, hell no.
Hell no.
I got enough. No, I'm good. I'm okay. I will age the way I'm supposed to age. So just let it happen.
Oh man.
Although a giant hole through your chest would be a great place to keep your purse.
I already got a place to keep my stuff. So movies. Oh, you need tips? I got you. I need holes in my chest.
My hands don't work that way. Like they're kind of constantly stuck on my side. So I
just be telling Marty, fix it.
I'm good. I'll stick to my regular nighttime routine.
Safer.
Yeah.
What's up, horror fan?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm good.
I brought my own cup.
See, Dice gets it. Thank you.
See, this is why I always say that the dice be rolling.
Oh, absolutely.
He's on a roll.
Yep. Fantastic.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been the one that's obsessed with it. I know people that are. They're like, oh, I gotta stay young forever. No, I'm good. I'm good. It comes with more problems than you need. Look, I'm sorry. My grandmother, the one I was telling you about, she used to look real good for her age, and it came with a lot of trouble. And I don't know if I have those genes or not, but yeah, it came with a lot of trouble, so I'm good. She outlived everybody. She outlived everybody.
I don't know if I had to kill some babies to be pretty and thin, I feel bad, but
they were going to grow up to be serial killers or something anyway. So yeah, it's fine.
See, that's why
I'm
you
saving
need
the world.
That's why you need internal shelving. That way you don't become a serial killer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure how those two work together, but they work.
Triv, you'd be beautiful at any age, but would you want to stop the clock if you could?
No. No.
Good. Yeah.
You know what? I dye my hair and
you had to knock off a few people.
Yeah.
What now? What'd you say, Sean? I missed it.
No, I was just gonna say if you had to knock off a few people.
I mean, it depends on who we're talking about. If they're assholes, then I wouldn't necessarily say no.
I'll fucking kill Meryl Streep.
Have it coming. Karma's
Yeah.
Like I say, if it gets me my own cubby, I'm game. Hashtag life goals.
Did you ever kill anybody, Harry? Yeah, but they were all bad.
Bruce Willis was fantastic, though. He always gets undercut in that movie. He is so fucking fantastic.
You know what they
do?
You scared Dan Tripp.
Well, that's considering how many times he has blown up my theater and has threatened to piss on it. Then yes, he deserves to be threatened.
That's how I look. Like I'm still in high school.
Exactly.
Oh no!
That's right. You tell him, Dice.
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because I think one of the best lines was Bruce Willis' reaction when he actually said, "What if I get bored?"
Who am I gonna talk to, Madeline?
Madeline.
Right, and that's one thing that that all these movies, with immortality, whether you're talking vampires or just immortals generally, they never talk about those common things that go on daily. You can't just sit in a pool of eternal youth for ages. You're going to get bored,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Only Lovers Left Alive, I think, is one of my favorite examples of that, of just how, like, kind of mundane and uninteresting fucking life will get after a certain point. You're just sitting there eating blood popsicles, at fucking doing nothing, staring at the ceiling, because, fuck, you've done everything at that point.
Yeah.
Could go out and kill people, but...
the thrill is gone.
The thrill's gone, babe. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. After all, you just like, you run out of shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything. What else is there left for me to do?
Forever, you traveled all over the world. You done met all types of people. You done did all types of stuff. After a while, you just get bored with everything. There's only so much to do in several lifetimes, especially if you have found a way to make money to afford to do all those things. On top of that, after a while, you get bored.
Yeah. Good point.
And when Chucky has this happen, they decide, I'm going to nuke America.
And kill Santa Claus.
And kill Santa Claus.
And kill Santa.
We'll get to that Friday.
We'll get to that on Friday.
Oh my god! But at least he's going out with a bang.
Exactly.
I'm too young for this shit.
Take it outside the box. You gotta, think outside. That's definitely different.
Let's talk about real life women serial killers.
My neighbor.
We already kind of got over this one. Our neighbor.
Your neighbor.
Neighbor / lady that went to my grandma's church. Yes. Sorry. I will die on that hill. I know that lady. Awesome man.
I still don't get it. No. That's like
now those church ladies that seem so nice with come in with little hard candies and stuff.
I know they're the scary ones.
Scary.
Yeah, they're scary ones. They're like back when I used to go to church. Those scary old women to whack you to tell you to keep quiet.
Exactly. So yeah, there's your real life serial killer.
No doubt. Can we count Lorena Bobbitt amongst kind of killers?
Oh, I mean,
if you're her husband's genitals, then yes.
Yeah,
he did live. He lived.
Oh, he lived, but
those future kids didn't make it out.
Gave him a career opportunity.
He wasn't very good, but he did a couple.
Yes.
Got paid
I'd be
well.
right.
Was it similar one, Jodi Arias, that killed him in the shower? Remember?
That's supposed to be a secret, Dice.
I know
that
that's
was
it.
kind of a fatal attraction too.
Was a headhunter.
You kill the interview. If you've ever listened to her when she's talking to the police and she's crying and hysterical, and she talks about how she took the penis and just threw it out the window.
So good. It's so fucking good.
Oh man. Yeah. Jodi Arias.
That guy seems like he was a total piece of shit. So fuck him.
Well, depending on when.
I mean, yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, Jodi Arias. She was a weird one. I think mainly because she was a very attractive woman. So you have to give her credit like that. Plus, she was weird. Because if you ever, I'm pretty sure you've seen all the true crime episodes about it. Some of the crazy stuff that she was doing. while she was talking to police, and some of the other stuff that that happened that came out at trial. Yeah, I think she's just a weird one when it comes to female killers.
Yeah.
Was she the one that drove across like the South and she was wearing like astronaut diapers and?
No, that's another one. I know you want to talk about, but it's not her. I can't remember her name.
She's the one
too,
that was, kind of had the fatal attraction with the guy.
Yeah.
It was all about
she had a fatal attraction with the guy,
sex,
and
but then he didn't. He was bored. He was done with her, but she wasn't about to let it go. So
sorry about that. Thank you.
while he was in the shower, she hacked the shit out of him.
She psychoed him.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Easy cleanup.
yeah, I think one of the more infamous ones was Susan Smith.
I was wondering if we were going to get to her.
Oh yes.
And again, you bring all the factors in because of what she did, she brought in race as well. I mean, you had everything, and you had all the people in America going, it's their mother. Of course, she had absolutely nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, and why did she do it? Because she was fucking around with the rich guy, and the guy said, "I really like you, but I don't want to get stuck with your kids." And she thought about it, and she's like, "Okay, well, I can fix this problem." And then, I like to think that she probably did have some mental things, but it's chilling to think if she didn't. That's the thing that always chills me. It's one thing that she had mental problems. Come out that she was sexually abused by a step parent, I believe. But still, my sympathy was with her until she put those babies in the.
Yeah.
Oh, she froze again.
Yeah. Sorry, we lost our connection for a minute.
That's okay.
Yeah. Because
I don't know if you guys got any of that.
Yep.
We got most of it.
We got the important stuff.
Got most of it.
Yeah. But the thing that got to me when she first just said it was two black men that took the car, that took the kids, supposedly took the kids. My first thing saying, wait a minute, why does a black man want to take kids? Most black people like
and he was being funny, but it's true. He's like, that's when he said he didn't believe her. He's like, no black man in his right mind in the fucking South is going to. They might take the car, but they'll throw the kids and the woman out because both black people and white people would be after him because just all the hornet's nest it starts. He did it in a very comedic way, but there's a lot of truth and humor.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds like, wait a minute. It's like, because that was the first thing that got me a little like, wait a minute, they're not. They're just going to take the car. They're not going to take the kids.
Yeah, you're not going to take the kids. Most people wouldn't take the kids. It's one thing to hijack, but most people wouldn't take the kids. Yeah,
I think that just happened in the news. Some dude carjacked somebody and there was a kid in the car or something and they dropped the kid off or whatever.
Yeah, that's what most people would do. It's like, no, thank you.
I don't need those sets of problems.
No. Yeah. I got 99 problems and having a kid in the back seat doesn't need to be one of them.
Exactly. You in a situation where you got to steal a car for any reason, you don't need those sets of problems.
No.
I gotta pee. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Change the radio station.
I want McDonald's.
I didn't want McDonald's. I want Burger King.
Are we there yet?
Just a consistent scream at the top of their lungs.
You, Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world.
Oh my God.
Have you seen that one where the mother became part of this weird religious cult thing, and she ended up, shacking up with the guy who was the leader, and she thought everyone was zombies and we have to kill everybody because they're zombies. And then she killed her own children and left them in the middle on the farm.
I didn't hear this one.
You
I didn't hear this one. No,
I think it was on 2020 recently.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Yep, they found the kids' bodies in the mill in the sand and messed up. Really messed up.
Yeah. It's putting it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like frailty or whatever. She thought everyone was zombies and not just like the guy thought everyone was demons, so we gotta kill him.
Jesus.
That is scary.
Mm-hmm.
That is psycho. Sheesh.
We went from Death Becomes Her and having your own cubby to some pretty dark
Running
stuff.
children.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like very crazy people out there when it comes to serial killers, especially I'm pretty sure, Rose, you remember Sylvia Silkrest.
Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know if you were back at when was this? She was.
Are you talking about the one that happened in the 50s that they did the Girl Next Door and True Crime? Is that the one we're talking about?
No, this was back in '85 in the Philadelphia area. She's the one that shot up the Springfield Mall back in '85. Back in '85.
Yeah.
Yeah, back
That's
in
why I was like,
'85.
I know that name sounds familiar. Yeah. Darn.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember because someone mentioned something that remembered that Sylvia Seacrest, because I remember when that story broke out, and of course that led to a bunch of controversy because she should turn to find out she was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and she was been in a mental institution, but unfortunately she was never locked up like she should have been, and of course she skitched out and shot up people in the mall.
Mm.
Oof.
Mm.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Mm.
Yeah, I was out there thinking about it. I was little when it happened, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. How was I? I think I was like 23 when that came out. 23. Yeah, about 23 years old. Yeah, when that came out.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big thing because it was just outside of Philly, not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ben, long time no see.
Hey Ben.
Hey.
What's up, Ben?
Ben.
Yeah, some crazy folks out there. I was thinking about what's that? La Llorona, Woman in White, the lady.
Oh yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking about the movie that wasn't that great. I was more so thinking about episode 1 of Supernatural, like the pilot. So yeah, that's what it reminded. Like I started thinking. I don't know why my mind went there. Maybe because now I'm starting to think about. You remember Monty, the lady? She killed her daughter. She was her daughter was like the track star. I think she went to.
Oh yeah. I think they did a I thought I saw that either on Snap or one of the true crime shows. The woman who wound up killing her daughter because she was jealous of her success. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think she went to Penn High School.
Yeah.
My cousin went to school where they were both on the track team together. My older cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that popped in my head because it was like that was just
because that was shocking because everyone was concerned about her and they were concerned about her daughter and she seemed genuinely upset. And the next thing they'll come to find out, she
did it.
Yeah,
because I think she tried to make it seem like she was missing or something.
Yeah, she was missing.
Yeah.
I think they found her body somewhere in darn it, why am I forgetting the name of the goddamn park?
Was it Fairmount Park?
Yeah, I think it's Fairmount Park. Somewhere out there, Fairmount Park.
Yeah, I think
one
the
of the
one
parks.
closer to I want to say closer to West Philly, if I'm not mistaken, like on that side. So
yeah, probably where they had the Greek picnics at.
Yeah, it was definitely there. It was definitely because they lived in like North Philadelphia.
Yeah, they lived in North Philadelphia.
Yeah,
and I think because if you know that particular part of the city, you can get from that particular part of North Philly off of 33rd Street and get to right to West Philadelphia if you know how you drive and you get to drive that area.
Yeah, so it's that's like the bottom of West Philly. So if you're in Philly, and someone says the bottom of West Philly, and then you got to go take a road and go go down North Philly. It makes sense to us because most people think you go up north. No, not in Philadelphia.
Nope.
You don't go. You go down north in Philadelphia. But yeah, they found that poor child, and she was I think 15 or 16 or something like that. Maybe. Yeah, roughly. But it just reminds me of all the crazy moms out there just going around just offering their kids.
No doubt.
Yeah,
And also, I would not take you to Pat Steak or Gino's to get a cheesesteak. No, because
oh no,
I
wouldn't do that.
No. We people who actually love Philly cheesesteaks, we do not put cheese whiz on it.
No.
No.
If you ever go to those places, they're just tourist traps. You have to go. Unfortunately, you have to go to the worst of neighborhoods. You can't go to a okay neighborhood. You got to go where you hear sirens, possibly a gunshot, and possibly a crackhead trying to sell you something. Probably something he stole from you. So those are the areas that have really good cheesesteaks. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's like getting a good burger at a
You have
dive
to
bar,
dodge
though.
a
The
few
best
bullets,
food.
but you'll get a good cheesesteak.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So if you survive getting out of that area, you're gonna enjoy it. That cheesesteak will be worth it.
Yep.
Yes. Just saying.
I think Jen froze again.
Oh, there they go.
There you go.
Okay, now we get to talk about my favorite woman killer, Megan.
You mean that? You mean that fucking pretender to the throne, Chucky wannabe, only the fucking hack little bitch? Is that who we're talking about, Monty?
I like her.
Oh, shut up!
I like her too.
I like her.
Messy.
I won't tell you to shut up, Trip.
Aw, thanks.
You are alone here, honey. You know this.
Rose,
I don't care.
I will have to tell you this. That obviously, as you probably noticed, Jen is a huge Chucky fan, and she has a very hatred of Megan because everyone loved Megan when she first came out last year.
Not everyone.
We have the obviously team Megan versus Team Chucky. We already had the Chucky versus Megan things out probably after a month after the movie came out. And if you didn't see the second part of Chucky season 3, they actually had Chucky watching Megan on the TV show.
I love that.
Fuck you, Regan.
That's awesome.
Emma Regan.
Makes more sense than Fan Four Stick.
Oh yeah.
Also a better movie than Fan Force Stick. Even you can
Very
say
true.
that much.
I don't have to say anything.
Wow. Petty motherfucker you are.
Yes, I am. You should know that better than anybody.
Where?
I mean, at least you know. You know, if you didn't know before, you now know.
You know, it amazes me when you actually see when it actually comes to children, girls who are actually killers, like the Bad Seed, and of course, even though Megan is an artificial intelligence one, but it's still amazing to see little girls who are actually turn out to be killers, because you wouldn't think that a little girl is capable of murder. Just like most people don't think women are capable of murder, but when you see I think it was 58 when the Bad Seed came out. I got my years. Yeah, when you see that, even though they really don't show her killing anybody, but you can know that she's the one that did it. Did anyone see the remake that came out on Lifetime?
Yes.
Honestly,
No.
kind of okay, and a pretty good
I never
sequel,
saw it.
actually.
It doesn't hold a candle to the
Well,
original.
no,
Not the magic.
well, no, but like for what it is, it's okay. And
You
I
got Winchester
yeah,
from MASH.
and I actually liked the remake or the sequel that it got like
I did
like
too.
last year or 2 years ago.
a couple
like,
years
yeah,
ago.
it was actually kind of a fun sequel.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
was okay.
Didn't Rob Lowe star in that?
Rob Lowe starred in
Yeah.
the first one. Yeah, I think he might have also directed it, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I never saw it because, I'm not really a Lifetime fan, but I was intrigued. The fact I wasn't surprised that they actually made it, because I think they made a remake sometime in the I can't remember when I think they made a TV remake of it, and of course no one didn't like it.
There was
But
one
the
in
fact-
the 80s, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but they
didn't
finally.
mind
That one's kind of whatever.
with Winchester.
No, the one from the 80s.
That was one
Was
from.
that the one with Winchester? I don't remember that
Yeah.
one. I don't remember him in that one.
Yeah, there was one who played actor who played the Winchester and Mash is in it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but yeah, I never saw that one because I was not interested in it. But I was kind of a little intrigued when Lifetime created that one in the sequel because I actually thought that wow, they're actually trying to do the bad seed again.
It's
Leave it to Lifetime.
Yeah, for a Lifetime movie, it's pretty good though. Like, it's no Recipe for Seduction, but what is? Oh, sexy muscle daddy, Colonel Sanders. I love you so.
Oh God. You just have to bring that up.
What's wrong with Mario Lopez, muscle daddy, Colonel Sanders, honey? What's wrong with that?
I mean, no one should want to fuck Colonel Sanders.
A lot of people want to fuck the Colonel. A lot of people want to fuck the Colonel.
They want his
They
secret
want to
recipe.
do nasty things to the Colonel, honey. They want to defile and find his 11 herbs and spices.
Killer fucking cock is what that stands for right there.
Exactly.
God,
I
no.
want a big old bucket of Mario Lopez.
There you go.
Gobble gobble. Turkey time.
Make it stop.
Did I turn this into a Julie show? Yes, I did. Am I happy about it? Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Kentucky Fried Cuckold. Oh no.
Oh no.
Dave, that is okay. Dice, you have won. Annie, you've won tonight. There's nothing better than Kentucky Fried Cuckold. Oh my fucking god!
Look at even Dan had to join the whatchamacallit.
You know, between the two of them, we've got the perfect. We could start our own franchise.
Oh my god.
Lifetime, where's our page? Where's our fucking check? We got you a sequel written right here. Or Pornhub, whichever one comes first.
Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah.
Why
I
not?
promise contributions.
Dice, they're incredible. Don't ever doubt that.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was you won tonight. That is the greatest thing anyone will ever have said in the history of tonight.
That's a winner.
History
We're
of
gonna win a
tonight.
chicken dinner?
Gravy's pulling between everybody's legs, no matter what
Ooh.
genitalia you have.
Oh man.
I got you. I
Yeah.
God damn it, Jen!
That's the one.
God damn it, Jen.
So anyway, Amanda from Saw is
You're
really.
the one who brought this up.
I didn't think he was going to go these places. So anyway,
Bye
Amanda
now.
from Saw is really cool. I really like Amanda from Saw. Can we change subjects, please?
Does she like
Dan.
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I don't know. I just never been followed in her character, honey. Fucking hell.
Exactly.
Yeah. Amanda from Saw. I think she's one of the top greatest female killers in horror films.
Oh yeah, I love like how the movies like do that, because like if you're someone who going in doesn't know about like the reveal in like the end of Saw 2, it genuinely is a really cool and surprising twist. Like that to me, like everyone talks about the twist in the first movie, that to me is like the best twist the Saw franchise ever did, of showing like this kind of insequential character from the first movie is like, actually no wait, she's his apprentice, like / weird fucked up surrogate daughter, follower of his cult, whatever you want to look at it.
And then it changes again.
And then it changes again in like 3,
Yeah.
and then we get like even more of their relationship expanded on retroactively with Saw X and stuff. It's just super cool. Like she's always been my favorite character of the Saw franchise, and I was so happy that she got so much focus in X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Plus, she's the one that survived, like, what, 2 different traps, like, right?
She survived easily the worst at least the most fucking from the offset painful fucking trap in the whole franchise with the needle pit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
I got everybody.
That is the worst fucking one.
Yeah, oh.
I know. Yeah. So when whatchamacallit pushes her into the needle pit, I'm like,
Oh, God.
ooh, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That secondhand pain right there. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, that's the. I think that scene right there is the reason why no one suspected, that she was actually in on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give the writers credit, and you got to give Shawnee Smith credit for her performance.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Great one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Did I miss anything? I think I might have missed something, but I can't think right now.
Well, if we're talking back to like horror stuff, I was gonna add Rabid to the list of stuff. Like both the Cronenberg one and the remake, I think they're both pretty solid in their own right.
Mm-hmm. They're very
I was disappointed with the Soka Sisters version of Rabid. I thought they went a bit too far in whatchamacallit right there. They had the right idea, but I thought they went a bit too far. The first time I was disappointed in them, though.
See, now, Monty, I thought their version was kind of tame.
See, my issue is somebody already beat them to doing that exact same idea, executed way better in the Neon Demon, is kind of the thing, like, cannibalism mixed with the fashion industry and all that stuff. I feel like Neon Demon just did it so much better, like, a couple years before.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think the Neon Demon was a better example of not a similar plot, but
I just feels of like cannibalism and eating people while the fashion industry and how it eats you and it eats its models and stuff. It just uses the same ideas so much better.
I get that. Rabbit is a good choice, though.
Oh no, Rabbit's a really interesting one. I always it's not one of my all-time favorite Cronenberg films, but I always find it a very interesting one and like a great glimpse of like the potential he would have going further as a director.
Mm-hmm. The Brood.
Oh wow.
I love that. That's one of my
favorites. Rose, have you ever seen The Brood?
I have not.
Get it on your watch list.
That's a good fucking time.
You gotta see that one. If you're a Cronenberg fan, that's definitely a Cronenberg film.
Yeah. Oh,
I won't say anything about it, but
talk about finger licking good, am I right?
Actually, speaking of finger licking good,
man.
What about teeth?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, now I've seen that.
Oh boy.
Not quite killer in the same way, but
definitely different. But yeah.
Yes.
Now that's a weapon.
Yes,
that is a weapon.
You get them implanted into you like that. I wonder if you could go to a doc and say, "Hey, can you make it look like teeth?"
It just sounds the way you make that sound. It just sounds like you're fucking the next henchman in a 70s Bond movie. Oh my God, it's Steel Puss. One Bond.
Cast iron cooch.
Cast iron cooch.
Rapid pussy.
Jesus Christ.
Take note, makers of the next Bond movie.
Absolutely.
This
I don't think that they would.
It bites.
It doesn't hurt.
Pet it. I dare you to. Pet it. I dare you to.
Tangentially related to that, because Grace Jones was in a Bond film. One of my favorite movie vampires in general, but like especially like female ones. So we don't see a lot of like female main villain vampires. Would definitely be fucking Grace Jones from Vamp. Like that scene she has in that like scene she has, like her big performance dance in the strip club and everything, and just like the reveal, everything, and just the character and the design is just so fucking cool and iconic and sexy. I love everything about that character. I wish they got like a little bit more focus, but like even then, just so good.
Iconic.
Yeah. Oh, so fucking iconic. Well, it's Grace fucking Jones. How can it not
Grace
be?
Jones, yeah.
It's Grace fucking Jones.
That's all you have to say.
That's all you gotta say. I love that movie. That's
I do too.
Her movies. Yeah, Grace Jones just owns everything.
Oh yeah.
And she's still awesome. Even now, she's just aging so awesomely.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, she's awesome in the James Bond movie, View to a Kill.
Yeah.
Heyday.
Now I want a Grace Jones movie with a killer pussy.
I would watch the fuck out of that. That would be amazing.
That's the be the.
I can see her now.
I could see it. I could see it. I could see it.
And it could talk about ageism with women.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, she has like the color for like she was in what's that movie Boomerang? Where she
Boomerang.
Oh yeah.
Throws her leg up and it's just like oh gosh.
Oh,
I love Grace Jones. Both goals and my bisexual.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah. Yes, Grace Jones is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Could you see Stevie Nicks having teeth in her pussy the same way?
No. I saw American Horror Story Coven. No.
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 I'm good.
Good. Or Lady Gaga.
It just made me think, you get the connections, right?
Kind of, sort of, not really.
Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Well, you guys mentioned her mom, but what about Carrie?
Carrie.
Hello.
Yeah.
She's.
Oh yeah.
They're all gonna laugh at you. Let's
She's a rare
imagine.
example of a sympathetic, like, quote unquote villain for a horror flick.
She's a catch
You know
for me
what it
because I have more sympathy for her than I guess most. Yeah, she murders, but
Oh, she's incredibly sympathetic.
she's kind of like Angela.
Yeah, she's very much.
She's a straight Angela.
She's a cis Angela.
Yeah. She is. You know what I mean?
I understand though. Both movies treat them with like quite a bit of sympathy.
Yeah.
Which is sort of an anomaly for most female-driven horror movies.
Yeah. You know, I mean, she doesn't mess with anyone unless they mess with her.
Oh yeah, no, they totally all fucking had it coming. Like maybe not all of them, but like most of them had it fucking coming. Fuck that problem. Some motherfuckers just need to die.
One lady, it seemed like she was on his side, the coach, and then she starts laughing hysterically at the end.
Yeah.
Well, that does kind of
like, that's it.
seeing or not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's kind of in her head, so it shows the mental illness. That's actually something that people don't give to Carrie. Is it really does? If you look at it,
it explores it a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely something people don't talk about nearly as much as say like the puberty elements of the story, but definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually an offset anyway.
True. Even though
her having a effed up psychotic holy roller mother might have something to do with that.
Oh, just a tiny bit,
Just a tiny bit.
It's one of the smaller things that she deals with.
Yeah. But that's also interesting about the backstory with Carrie White's mother because it's more in the book, but it does kind of say that, because she was so crazy with sex stuff and you know, the whole thing, like she liked sex and that's what literally drove her crazy.
She's the template of like a sexually repressed fucking evangelical. Like she's the prime template of that kind of thing.
And I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
That was a vibe.
Once again, abuse from the home, from her upbringing, and abuse at school. It all culminates. Yeah.
It reminds me of what's that movie? Ma with Octavia Spencer.
Oh
yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie wasn't great. But I love Octavia Spencer. I love
her performance. Her performance.
She was good in the role, but the movie was flat.
I'm with Monty on this.
Movie would have been a lot worse if it wasn't for her. She comes close to saying it. Plus we at least have the experience of we had that theater completely empty to ourselves, so we just got to fucking just Mystery Science Theater at a point. Anytime Octavia Spencer wasn't on screen, we just fucking ripped it.
And it was a good.
It was a good time. Made the movie a lot more enjoyable, probably.
But I will agree with you. Like Octavia Spencer, elevates that movie so much more than it should be.
I wish Ma did better, just so because she's talking about she loves horror movies and would love to do more horror roles. She just doesn't get them offered nearly as much.
Rob Zombie gave her.
Yeah,
one.
that was like the first one, and then Ma was like the other time, but it was a massive box office failure, so she doesn't really get offered them anymore, sadly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as much as most people dunk on Carrie's sequel, I actually thought it was pretty good.
I love The Rage.
saw
I
that.
like it better. It's my favorite Carrie movie. Flaws and all, I love The
I've
Rage.
told you not
Oh,
to
yeah,
show
yeah,
this on screen, darling.
I love The Rage. What can I say?
I don't hate that.
I like The Rage.
It's a guilty pleasure.
I don't remember what The Rage is about.
Pretty much the same exact thing.
Oh, well,
It's Carrie, but if it was the '90s and a lot more moody and angsty, and Carrie was a manic pixie bisexual dream girl. That's basically.
It's the bisexual, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
I have to move my laptop. This cord isn't long enough, so I have to go and move my laptop. You're traveling with me now.
Oh boy,
Yay.
we're going on an adventure.
We're going on. Are we there yet?
Oh,
I gotta
Yeah,
pee.
Carrie's emo sister. That's a great descriptor, Dice.
Yeah, I was actually meant to say the remake.
The
Carrie.
remake.
What do you
Yes.
think on the remake?
I loved the original idea the director wanted to do before the studio fucked it all over. The movie itself, it's okay. It's fine. I wish we could have gotten that original movie. That original movie sounded cool.
What was it about, or what was the story?
The original idea the director wanted to do for that movie was she wanted to make Carrie a heavyset black teen and explore like the kind of abuse and stigmatization that generation and that type of person gets in high school, but the studio refused to market a movie centered around a black and heavyset girl. They would not fucking go for
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they refused to do, and that's why Chloe
remember
Grace
that.
Moretz is the fucking Carrie in that movie for some reason.
That's the reason why. That's the only reason why I didn't think it worked, because as much as they tried to make her look plain, you can't get her to make look plain because she's a very attractive woman.
It's Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
work.
It's like
She was
it doesn't
adorable.
work.
You can't.
That's-
She's all that her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll give the 2002 miniseries, like, I can't remember the actress's name, but the same woman who played
Angela Bettis.
May and stuff. Yes, thank you. Yeah, like Angela Bettis is not like, I think she's a gorgeous woman, but like she's at least not the conventional like Hollywood beautiful. Same thing with Sissy Spacek, really. Whereas Chloe Grace Moretz looks like a fucking model.
Yeah, I get what
Yeah.
But then everyone forgets in the.
I know,
always say
I
this.
know. Like Carrie's not supposed to be ugly.
Yeah, in the
but
book.
just like she doesn't reach like
Yeah.
quote unquote current beauty standards of the time.
It's like how the I think it's Tommy in the book says, he never really looked at her one way or the other.
Yeah,
and when he did, she's far from repulsive.
She's supposed to be plain.
Yeah. Well, not plain,
Well,
just
plain,
someone
but like unconventionally like beautiful
Yeah.
is the kind of thing.
Right.
And that's what the director of the remake wanted to really do and explore, but studio didn't do that because they wanted someone fuckable to be Carrie.
But see, that's the other thing. Beauty, like being a woman and beauty and stuff, like it really is. And like, I know this might sound high school and stuff, but it really is. You can be the most beautiful woman in the world and you won't be somebody's cup of tea.
Oh, yeah.
It really is in the eye of the beholder.
100%.
And we get such fucking pressure with looks. No, you're either, and if you're you can be too thin, believe it or not. You can be this, you can be that. You're not blonde enough.
Megan Fox talked about all that has talked about that a lot recently. In the 2000s, that she got fucking shit because she was too skinny and people fucking kept calling her a bulimic or promoting anorexia even though she wasn't.
And I think she's like if anyone said, "Who do you want to wake up looking like her?"
Yeah.
But,
I know,
but that's another thing. I think being a woman, it puts so much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the sad part. Because that would have been a great idea to have an overweight black woman play that particular role, because it would make the part more believable.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it would have actually been like a substantial change to the story that would have really warranted a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I feel like if it came out like now, we would have the fucking swarm of woke jackasses fucking destroying that fucking movie. But,
Candyman.
Yeah, basically doing a Candyman thing, or Black Christmas 2019. But fuck it would be worth it. Their opinion isn't worth it, so fuck them.
Uh-oh. There are people thirsty for William Dafoe.
Hey, wait a minute, Dice.
What's
Wait a minute, Dice.
Willem Dafoe. That man is that fucking. He can be my Green Goblin.
That's one reason I Antichrist so much, Dice. I mean, my God.
What's wrong with Willem Dafoe?
I was going to say Boondock Saints. I mean. So here's one for you. Would you say, and I know this isn't specific, like strictly like female killer, but what about Heathers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not female killers, but just like such a fascinating exploration of like women at that point, their portrayal in movies and everything about it. Like such a fascinating and fucking biting and beautiful fucking film, and the way it handles everything.
I've been told I'm a Veronica.
Oh, you are 100% a Veronica. There is no buts about it. You are Veronica.
And the one scene always, you're Christian Slater in the cafeteria. I swear to God, every time I see that, I think of you. and then again, Veronica, he just had blanks.
I love my dead gay son.
That movie is fucking perfection.
That is a perfect film. That is a perfect film.
I wish we would have gotten the series that they were talking about, but there was some, I don't remember who, there was a school shooting, and so they kind of kiboshed the whole thing.
Yeah. Because I heard they were supposed to be trying to do a series of them. Was that Columbine or another school shooting?
No, it wasn't Columbine. No, that show actually came out. They just didn't promote it all. It's all out, I think, on like Paramount or something. You can watch the entire series. They just didn't promote it at all because I don't remember what school shooting happened, but it was supposed to come out like the same week a massive school shooting happened. So they fucking got rid of the whole thing and just sent it off into limbo and then just quietly dumped it onto streaming like 2 years ago or something. Yeah. It's okay.
Sandy Hook. I think it was around the Sandy Hook.
Oh, was it?
It might have been.
I think you're right.
Time,
I think it was.
Yeah. It was interesting. There were some interesting ideas that it explored. It doesn't have the same level of bite that the original film or even the musical does, but it has some interesting elements to it. I like.
Yeah.
But did it have croquet?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Magic in a Bottle. That's a movie that's just a magic in a bottle.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I don't think you can ever recapture it. And for the time too, it was the time.
Oh yeah, that is a movie that could only have existed the year it came out. The next year, Columbine happened. So yeah.
It's just like with the Craft.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Craft. Yeah. Oh. Anybody else have something they want to mention?
I think that we need to remake The Craft with
Misery.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I almost forgot about Misery.
How
did we forget that?
Yeah, I know. How did we forget that?
Because Marty's not here. I told him he needed to bring his typewriter.
Yeah,
something that could happen. A crazy obsessed fan, especially nowadays with the internet and psycho people, stalkers online. This shit could happen.
Well, it was influenced by an actual stalker King had, right?
Yeah, it was. She would, and he felt sorry for her because he knew she wasn't right. So before he called the cops, he would give her time to get away and stuff. And I think she eventually killed herself.
Right.
I think that's what, I could be wrong, but I think she did kill herself. But yeah, it kind of was a little bit about that. He had a fan that she would get into the house and he would give her some time before he would call the cops.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's only become more of a not to tangent a bit, but that's become so much of a bigger thing as you get all the parasocial relationships and stuff now too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of lonely people in the world. Like you attach yourself to some property, and that it's very believable.
There's actually a movie from like a few years back that I think kind of explored the ideas really well, and it was also had a female killer. That being Sissy, I was a Shudder original from a few years back. It was an Australian movie, I believe, and that also like followed in it like a life influencer and stuff, and just the fucking depths of everything, and like that weird parasocial relationship and everything. It was a really interesting film. Highly recommend it.
And everybody in that movie kind of had it coming too.
Oh yeah, they were all pieces of shit. They were also all pieces of shit.
Another dynamic that connects to a lot of these movies.
Yes, very much so.
I've heard
I
people
saw
talk
that
about.
Baby Reindeer. That's a good
I've heard people
example.
talk about it. I have not seen Baby Reindeer.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
I
good.
just finished it. That
Is it
was
good?
something else. It's good. It's good.
Is it a series or a
Kinda
movie?
like
It's
Series.
a series.
kind of
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
series
Yeah.
on Netflix.
and it's got a lot of people buzzing. And I think the lady that it's based on, she wants to sue, and then someone else related
it's a
to her
true
was like,
story,
no,
right?
it's like her own nephew or whoever is like, no, it's true. My aunt's crazy.
So next
That
year,
lady-
Netflix will be coming out with the story about your the lady from Philly that had like
Exactly.
12
One of them.
lovers.
It'd probably be a best hit.
Telling you,
Yeah.
We're looking at the next Tiger
she's going to
King.
be like the source of my next story. She's going to be the inspiration for my next story. Like,
Ooh.
Nice.
sweet lady, because she was cool. Like, she was just like any church lady, but you can't tell me that she didn't kill them men.
She still might have been an okay person.
No, she was
might have
nice. She
been-
was cool.
Yeah.
She was nice. She was probably nicer than my grandma. My grandma was scary sometimes, but that lady was nice.
Of
But
course she
I'm
was
telling
nice.
you,
You weren't her husband.
yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that woman, she definitely 12. That I know.
But
of.
That I know.
I
I'm
love
gonna
how
try-
literally the only thing is the guy said one word to her at the bar. That's it, and that started the whole thing.
It started the whole thing.
Ooh.
He
Like,
talked to her.
okay.
Nobody else would talk to her. You know?
That's a lot like me and Marty's relationship.
Jesus. Goddamn.
One phone call, Sean. One phone call.
Yeah. It's like each episode.
Fire
he-
Nation attack.
like,
It was actually a phone call about horror hangouts.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, I was.
No shit.
Yep.
Aw,
Yeah.
Sean, you're a matchmaker.
Yes,
You
Sean.
know, you're gonna sit at the head of the table at the wedding, Sean.
Aw, that's adorbs.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Baby Reindeer, watch it.
I've heard good
But-
things. I have.
Yeah, but you can't. There's an episode where you feel sorry for the guy, but it's like I'm not gonna lie, and Monty probably knows because he's listened to my podcast before. I ignore the red flags. I have.
Oh,
but
we all have.
Oh yeah, we all have.
He ignores red banners. He doesn't ignore red
Yeah.
flags. Red banners, just full on out banners, just bright marble red, and he just ignores it. It's like, dude, no. Like, I was sitting there watching it, and then like I watched it one night, and then the next I was so into it. I'm at work, and I'm like on my phone looking at it, and I was like, "You idiot!"
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, really, dude, really. You
And one of my
serious?
coworkers, they peeped in the door. Was like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." Don't mind me. Yeah, it's just like every decision that you should not make, he made, and it was just like, dude, this what you're about to do cannot end well. Don't do that. Like everything.
Of
So it
course
was kind of hard.
Makes it worse and worse and worse.
It doesn't make it worse. It's like you couldn't feel. It was so hard to like sympathize with this guy sometimes because it was like, dude, like seriously, because he kept making it worse, and every time you thought it couldn't get worse, it got worse.
So that's why you never question the worst factor.
Yes.
Exactly.
Look, I'm telling you, you can't. Oh. And I've made poor decisions, but Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I make poor decisions too.
I've made a lifetime of them. I could make a career out of it.
Hello.
Yes. Dude, I had a part-time job based off of, like, I'm telling you, Single Chronicles, like what and what not to do, what I did do. Like, oh my
Mhm.
God. Then I had a segment one like earlier, like when I was airing episodes like every like twice, once or twice a week, and I had an option for people to like leave comments or confessions, and the confessions that I got. Ooh, sweet Christmas. Yeah. The people are deranged. What did Martin say? Crazy, deranged. I'm like,
crazy.
Deranged. You know, I took a break from there. You know, I'm like, I don't want to do the confessions no more. I don't want to play no more.
And people will say almost anything on the internet because it's anonymous.
Oh, it's God, anonymous.
Yeah.
And then they would tell, and then it's like, but when I get these things, like when I was getting confessions, some of the people, they weren't anonymous to me. So now they're like, they'll comment on something on social media or on my Instagram or whatever. And then I'm looking like,
I know what you did. I know what you did.
Well, the internet is like the new confessional, basically.
Oh, 100%.
You make it go, what the hell?
Yes.
It'd be like my boy in the Terminator. Me and my boy used to go, what the hell?
Like, oh my God, some people, oh gosh. And you can't say men are worse than women or vice versa because they're just terrible.
Stupidity is universal.
Yes.
It's like the line, and I saw the devil. There's just some sick people in this.
Stab.
Like, I literally had to tell someone, why do you think you should have told me that? Why do you think I wanted to read this today? Like, well, you wanted confessions, dating horror stories. No, not like that. I'm thinking, oh, I had a bad match on Tinder and stuff like that.
Not a life story. Not a life story.
No, nothing with a goat, people. Nothing with a goat.
Here's how I ended up killing Franz Ferdinand.
Like, I don't want to be an accessory to this. Like, no.
The world leader band. Yes.
Maybe one day I'll get the nerve to like air some of that stuff. I stopped. Like I had to, few cases where somebody followed someone home, but yeah, no, never again. I won't do that shit no more.
Call the police.
Oh my God.
That's plan.
Yeah, reading stuff like, oh my gosh. So yeah, some crazy people out there, and the proof is in my DMs. Like, oh my God. Like, yes, and
don't forget we live in a world where some men dress up like babies and live in a baby carriage.
Oh, that's the most like fucking bizarre and fuck thing you can think of, Sean. Shit. You haven't been on the internet.
They covered that in the movie back in the 70s.
Yeah,
there's an episode. There's an episode on the OCSI called King Baby, where this guy who dressed up as a baby, and he really did all the baby stuff. He had a diaper on. He had his girlfriend feed him from a giant bottle, and the guy would pee and shit on himself, and the person had to clean it up. So that's how much stress he was under. They actually literally behave and act like a baby. If you ever watch CSI, watch the episode. You'll
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's some scary folks out there.
Dice has the same reaction to me. Sean, you sweet poor vanilla boy. You child, you haven't been on the internet enough.
Yes, the internet is scary, and
yes,
and all you have to do. Oh gosh, it's sometimes I hate like just having an internet presence of any kind because there are some weird people out there. Like when I did that podcast for a while, like last season was my last season. And when I was getting the confessions or things, like I had a Q&A option. And I never really looked at the Q&A because I didn't get that many people that were asked questions. But I had a lot of people, like somebody asked me if I was lactating. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Like, my child is 22 years old. How the hell? What? Why?
Why you gonna ask me? Why you gonna ask me a question like that?
And I think so.
Curious minds want to know.
Yes, yes. I want your workout sports gear. When you don't wash it, just send it to me. What?
I mean, yeah, right. Price is right. Anything can be procured.
And then I get the electric bill. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, how much you talking?
Yeah, how much you talking about?
It's for the lactating thing. I mean, maybe they were really big fan of Terrifier.
As far as you know, yes, I'm lactating, and I'll tell you all about it when my PayPal account has a nice big deposit.
If you want to send the bottle.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't think it was somebody. I don't think it was like a perv thing. Like some people do genuinely. You can sell like breast milk.
Oh yeah.
But I don't. That was the question, and I just said, Rose, don't answer the question. Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Do not press the red button.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, nope. I ain't touching it. Strange folks out there in the internet.
Oh man. Yeah, we got some weird people out there.
Yeah.
Marty could tell you some stories.
Oh yes. Yes. Yeah, if he was on here, he'll probably tell you a couple of them.
Yes. Oh my God. That was funny.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I was thinking about what's the little girl that, since we were talking about killer women, but she's not a woman, she's a girl. Becky. I think it was.
Oh yes.
Oh, Becky. Yes.
Her. I mean, she wasn't like evil, obviously, but
I mean, she's killing Nazis, so yeah, she's nothing but good there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all bad guys.
Before, they deserved it. They deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the same thing with Haley and Hard Candy, pedophile Nazis.
Yeah.
You get a loophole.
Yeah, you got to pass. You're doing good shit.
You're doing God's work.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you're killing neo-Nazis, so that's good. That's okay.
You're doing God's work. You're doing God's work.
Who saw the Wrath of Becky?
This is better than the first film.
I like the first one better because I think Kevin James was really good.
I didn't, so
I like the first one better.
I'm still not in love with it, but it's just better than the first film.
Yeah, I thought Kevin James was a better antagonist than Sean, whatever his name is. I forget his name.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, from American Pie and stuff.
Yeah, I know
American Pie.
Yeah. I definitely like. It was good fun because you see him in funny, silly, goofy roles. You think of King of Queens, so. Yeah, I think I mentioned that on a video of mine. You see actors that are normally portrayed in light-hearted roles or whatever, or they're just typecast that way, and then you see them do something batshit crazy, and you're like, "Oh,
you got range."
You got range.
Wow.
I think that's why I like Nuff because Octavia Spencer is like such a motherly look to her. Like she's played nurses all the time, so stuff like that, and then you see her play this role. And even her persona still was motherly, worked at the vet, taking care of animals and stuff, but she was batshit crazy. So yeah, it's pretty cool seeing that type of thing with characters just hiding beneath the surface. But it's always the nice ones anyway. That's what I always say. Just like my neighbor from church.
The through line throughout this entire stream.
Yes, I'm telling you. Every time they catch someone, you think they always say, "Oh, I would have never known. She was so nice, or he was so nice." And
wouldn't you once like to hear him? I knew that son of a bitch was going to murder someone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, 100%.
Is,
If I'm ever asked about like somebody I'm adjacently in fucking connection to murdering, even if I've never met the person or don't know dick about them, I'm just gonna lead into like, "Oh, I knew it. I was telling everyone that the whole time. That motherfucker was insane. No, I knew this was coming. I was terrified for my life around them."
Dude, I used to work in news. I guarantee you that they probably interviewed 4 people. And like three of them were like, yeah, the person was bad shit. The fourth one was like, oh, they were okay. Well, tell us more about that. I wouldn't have thought they would have murdered someone. They seemed more like they would have, kept him in a porta potty out back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, it has to be. It's like you can't not know that your neighbor or whoever wasn't crazy. Like even if you didn't expect it, so to speak, or they didn't seem like it on the outside, you had it not. Like my grandma, she knew that lady was killing her husband's boyfriends and whoever else. I think one of them was the brother of one of the husbands too. So she got two of them. Wow. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm gonna ask. I gotta find out. Like, I need all of the names of their spouses. I don't think that digging deep. It's gonna be my life's work to find out if she really did it.
What to think she's innocent? It just was weird with those weird coincidence things.
It was just coincidence.
Yeah, go down there, go get some, see if there are any cold cases in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he just accidentally fell down the steps and broke his neck.
Yes, and then he fell on some bullets.
Yes.
The gun accidentally went off and shot him in the head.
No, it's just the darndest thing. No, like this, the hammer hit the counter, which threw this knife out of the knife rack, and it just miraculously, perfectly hit him dead center in the brain. Is this 1 in a million chance?
Yeah, like a cartoon.
I thought that was Kool-Aid he was drinking, not antifreeze.
Yeah.
I love some of these shows you see. Oh, he fell. Okay, but there's blood splatter all over the wall.
All over the place.
He fell hard.
Yeah. Like, how does someone with a peanut allergy eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich purposely?
They thought it was. They thought it was vegan.
Sacrifice they're willing to make.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, right? I mean, you make peanut butter and jelly's like even if you can't cook, you can make that. Know that. It's
either die of anaphylactic shock or starving to death,
One or the other. And we'll never know.
You just keep an EpiPen close by. You're good.
Exactly.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Then I'm the asshole that fills the EpiPen with more peanut butter, just like liquidized peanut butter.
It's just like vials of peanut powder all over the place.
No, you just like put the Epi and the peanut butter right on this counter, and you just grab the wrong one. Stat.
I thought that was the EpiPen.
I thought that was the EpiPen. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm telling you.
You got your EpiPen in my peanut butter. I got your peanut butter in my EpiPen. Oh
no! How did this happen?
God damn it, Velvet!
Slow zoom in on my face as the fucking Three Stooges theme starts playing. Circle out.
Now you go.
Oh my god.
Oh man. All right. Anyone has anything else to bring up?
Sexy Colonel Sanders. That's
a thing.
One last time.
Yeah.
Oh
Doesn't
man.
matter what
Megan for president.
Your genitals.
Hey Jen, Megan for president.
Yeah, we have Megan run for president.
No, fuck you, Trim. I love you, but fuck you.
Well, I mean, if you really want to, I can set something up.
Yeah, I bet you if Chucky, if he wants to get a 4th season, he'll say that Megan will guest star.
Oh God damn it! No,
that would be something else. Have them duke it out.
I did
I'd rather
love the
vote
shit.
for a killer robot than what we have to select
That's
from.
true.
Fuck you, Megan.
That's
Have
true.
a killer toy fight. Killer toy fight.
Killer toy fight. You know.
Are we talking demonic toy fight or like small soldiers toy fight?
Both.
Okay,
Both.
lost.
Both.
Both. Do
I can
both.
deal with that.
Yeah, we can do both. Yeah.
I like it. Get the Kickstarter going.
There you go. Get 'em all
I
in.
got
Full
a better
on.
one. Megan versus Deadly Friends.
Oh, there you go.
God.
First,
I'm not encouraging you.
that'll
people.
first require people to remember Deadly Friend exists.
Yeah, no.
It's a movie. No one fucking remembers that.
What about the 80s show Small Wonder? What the one with
Oh
the,
my god! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now that would be kind of cool. Admittedly, that would be a neat parody to do that. Like that, I could almost get on board with. She still sucks, but not as much.
Yeah, Vicky.
I
Yeah,
actually
I think
love
that
that
was
show,
funny.
Vicky. I love that show.
I used to love that
She's
show
a
too.
small wonder.
Don't start
Not the
making me
show,
sing
Meg.
You'd like Megan if she was a remake of the show Small Wonder,
Yes,
like the fucking Fantasy Island remake.
I didn't hate that.
Oh
Like
my
everyone
God.
else.
Yeah, you like
Oh
that movie.
boy.
I didn't hate it. Let's not go. I don't put words in my mouth. I didn't like it. I just didn't hate it the way everyone else did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not that it's not like I didn't hate Fantasy Island. I just thought it was a poor idea.
Mhm.
Oh, hi, Michael Rooker. Why are you doing here? Oh, bye, Michael Rooker. It was nice seeing you.
Wait a minute. Why are you not bleeding blood? Why is that not blood? Why is that
Yeah.
some weird look?
Oh, no. Oh, this is where they got the black goo from Black Christmas 2019. That's cool.
Black dude.
Oh man.
That is funny.
Yeah. Talk about people with their agendas.
Yes. Oh my
don't
god.
know what you're talking about.
We're not evil. We're just men.
Oh, they mean agenda, not appendage. Okay.
Oh, Carrie Elwes, I love how little fucks you give.
Okay.
And now Monty's dead. Cool. Yay, 3 for 3. Let's go.
No, I was kind of waiting for Jen to say something. I said, "Uh-oh, here comes the Jen quote."
I mean, little fucks, big fucks. You know, we like them all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's there's time and place for everything.
Exactly. For all the seasons.
We don't judge.
Turn.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Oh. All right. On that note.
On that note.
Which
Very
one? We
sad
had like
for you to notice
15
about it.
minutes.
Isn't it?
Before YouTube cancels my channel.
Oh, honey, if they've not canceled your channel by this point, you're
Yeah,
you're
no.
golden.
You're safe. Yeah.
Relatively
Yeah,
tame one.
You are one of the chosen.
You're safe.
Oh,
You're definitely.
You're the chosen one, Monty.
there can be only one.
You're safe until Friday. This coming Friday.
you're
Monty.
fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And you're gonna
God.
kill a bunch of
And you're in
younglings.
trouble.
It's gonna suck, and it's fine.
Okay. Now, Rose, when we close out, when I actually host a channel, when we close it out, I like to give everyone a chance to spill what they're having on their channel. So, what's coming on Insomniac Writer, Rose?
Okay, well, I'm still doing trailer reactions weekly, but I'm going to be doing a recap. We were talking about Baby Reindeer, so that's next. So I want to start doing more recaps and reviews, as well as taking some of my written short stories and probably having them read. I don't want to read them. I feel weird reading my own shit out loud. So we'll see. I have to see if I can get like Morgan Freeman or someone who has a nice voice. Like that's never going to happen. But no, really.
Hello.
Hello, I'll read for you.
There you go. Right here, Monty. Feel free to read these because, yeah. But,
Wait,
yeah,
Morgan Freeman is Hope?
What?
Driving Miss Daisy?
What the fuck? Stop talking. Please stop talking.
Okay, forgive me 1 second because I'm going to go on a really weird tangent.
Like iconic voice. And when I think iconic voice, I think Morgan Freeman or like Henry Cavill. I don't know why. But
What?
Well, those are two different voices.
As long
are
as
two
he's
drastically
shirtless,
different
then
people.
yes, he has an iconic voice.
They just pop in my head. Please don't ask. Please. But, yeah, so that's probably what's up. More reactions, more reviews, and probably some recaps and stuff. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. And if I can get my Xbox back online and get it together, maybe bring back video games because I haven't done that in a while.
I see.
Yeah.
If you have not subscribed to Rose, she's near the 1K club. So please go on ahead, subscribe to her channel. I will leave a link in her channel and in the description box below, so that way she can join the 1K club. Trip, what's going up on Trivia Theater? I know there's a video that you just put out too.
Oh yeah. Well, first, before I do that, because there's been a lot of mention of baby reindeer, I just have to go baby reindeer, baby reindeer. Anyway, sorry. On my channel, here on YouTube, you can check out. I went to a film fest. I saw a couple movies that I really wanted to talk about. The first one of those is up. It's called Don't Get Eaten. It's a family-friendly zombie flick, which is actually quite fun.
Yes, it was a good review. You made me very interested.
That sounds cool.
I think it's supposed to come out later this year, as far as like streaming or in theaters. It's like quite family friendly, but it's actually quite cute and it has some interesting twists. The next one I have up is called Lena and Vladimir. It was a North Macedonian movie that is like one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a while.
I've heard very interesting things about this. I've really been curious about it.
It is beautiful, like balanced, and it hits you in so many ways. I hope every trailer I've seen says it's coming out in October, so I don't know whether that's like
awesome
last year October, like as far as like when it started doing film fest, or if it's coming out this October. But anyway, random. But yeah, I've got a trailer or a review, like kind of a little review of that coming out this Friday, and then I'm doing a Corman thing the week after.
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. So sorry for the late Roger Corman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everyone be sure to do your ceremonial watching of Sharktopus versus Werewolf in his honor.
Damn right. That and Carnosaur 4.
Exactly. Remember him as he would want to be remembered.
Yes.
I always think of, whenever I think of him, I always think of Seymour's head popping out of the toilet in the 1960s Little Shop.
There we go. That too. That too.
That's a good way to honor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, but that's what's up on my channel. So.
Very
cool. Awesome.
All right, Jen Velvet. Of course, we will have our live stream this Saturday as we talk about Chucky season 3, part 2, coming on my channel on Friday. But what else is coming up on Jen's Reviews from the Grave?
Well, we have a family member and we're kind of having to take care of her. So that's why things have been a little slow.
Things are slow. We're slowly kind of sort of getting back on the ball. We've been saying this for months consistently, and it keeps falling off. Hopefully we'll be back on to properly a somewhat regular schedule again here within the next few weeks. If all things go well, we have some plans for some stuff in June for some Pride Month content, possibly a few streams. Might possibly be doing a Corman thing, don't know yet, and stuff of that ilk. But yeah, just slowly getting back and stuff. Next month, hopefully there'll be a little bit more regular content.
There is a movie that's coming out pretty soon called The Coffee Table that we want to get the jump on because it's an extreme horror film, and you guys know that's my jam. So we will definitely have a video out as soon as we get our hands on that property.
I've actually seen a few people talk about that too. Yes.
Yeah. So that is definitely a video that we'll be on the lookout for. Plus, there's a lot of, we want to talk about low lives. There's so many movies.
There's a lot of stuff we've been meaning to get around to. There's January, June and July are going to be very busy for us.
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice.
Hopefully.
So yeah.
Okay.
All right, Sean, what's coming up on the Horror Corner?
Well, I just did a tier ranking of the Slayer albums.
Woohoo!
And later on this month, we got the Morbid Hour coming up. We're going to give our favorite horror films from each year in the 80s.
Oh, nice.
That's a fun
idea. Yeah.
So, of course, coming up on my channel, like I said, I have the live stream with Jen and Velvet. We're talking about Chucky. I will be seeing...
Those hacks, Monty, really?
I'll just also have my review of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is up. I'm gonna be watching Sting tomorrow, and then I have the review up for Sting coming up, and hopefully I'll get Low Lives. I've been trying to watch everyone's been talking about Low Lives, so I'm gonna finally get that up and running on the channel as well. So that's basically what's coming up on my channel.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Okay. Once again, I want to thank my good friend Rose, Insomniac Writer, from joining us tonight. Hope we did not embarrass you.
No, not at all.
Don't say we. They mean me.
No. You stop right now. God damn it, Jen.
God damn it,
I
Jen.
enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me. I really had a lot of fun.
Awesome guest. Awesome guest.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody in the chat, especially Dice rolling, because the dice be rolling all the time. and then even you were good tonight.
You were brilliant.
All right, everyone. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser, Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. Stay safe, everyone, and for all the mothers, Happy Mommy's Day. If you had a good time.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
I birthed you.
Sometimes some motherfuckers gotta die and fuck them kids. Not in that order. Yeah.
Fuck kids?
No. Fuck kids. They're bad. Fuck them. But also, motherfuckers gotta die, and sometimes those motherfuckers are kids.
But you said fuck kids.
No, fuck. Shut up. End stream. Shut up.
Stay safe, everyone.